We must ensure that this economic recovery, we move forward and see these green shoots that are appearing. We must see new businesses. We must see new startups that are led by young people. We must also see young people getting great skills. We must also see services reliably delivered to our people. And we must also see infrastructure built up. It's been a joy to come to my university here and see that there's a lot of infrastructure built that is taking place. It means that this university is also moving forward. We also want to ensure that as we move forward, as the signs of renewal begin to be felt by our people, we must ensure that our people feel safe in their homes, in the streets of their towns, in the pathways of our rural areas, our villages. Public services must work. Officials must be honest and helpful. Public representatives must be accountable. I must pause and extend my greetings also to another component that I was not aware of. A component of young people from Contralesa. They are sitting right in front here. The Secretary General of Contralesa Youth, and I think we're now President Kapoing, but you are here. I never thought that Contralesa would have a youth wing. Now they tell me that these are our traditional leaders who are in training to become our traditional leaders and to take over Hubusa. Babatlo Busa Batuba. That's what they told me. Babatlo Busa. The ANC Youth League asks that youth unemployment, this is your ask. You say that youth unemployment must be declared a national disaster. Yes, this is indicative of the depth of the crisis and the seriousness with which you, as the young people of our country, wish to see the issue and the crisis and, yes, the disaster of youth unemployment being addressed. Some of the other demands of the ANC Youth League set out in the discussion papers is the mass creation of jobs for young people with a focus on vital sectors like manufacturing, mining, and agriculture. And I support that we should focus on a number of sectors. We should make sure that we turbocharge our attention in a number of sectors. And I take agriculture, for instance. Agriculture is a sector that has shown a great deal of growth in the few quarters that we have had in our economy. But we still have a great deal of scope. When I look at what other countries have been able to do in agriculture, which I want us to do, is to make sure that they bring in many young people as extension officers to train them, to prepare them and to give them the skills, and then to spread them around the country to work with farmers and make sure that our agricultural produce goes up and get young people to also become interested in agriculture. If we can do that, our economy will also show high levels of growth. It is an area that we're going to want our government to focus on. Youth unemployment is undoubtedly one of the most pressing issues facing our nation, but it also faces many other countries in the world. The world is having to face the challenge of youth unemployment. We are not unique in this, but our problem is bigger, much bigger than other countries. With approximately 3.5 million young people aged 15 and 24 not in employment, education, or training. Through initiatives like the Presidential Employment Stimulus, in which the NYDA also participates. And let's remember that the NYDA is a structure that the Youth League campaigned for in the past and made sure that it is established. The NYDA is yours as young people. And I must testify that I have found that the NYDA is doing absolutely meaningful work. Its work is impactful. Its work is widespread. But we need, yes, to give it more resources so that it can spread the work that it is doing. So through the Presidential Employment Stimulus, working together with the NYDA, we have created work and livelihood opportunities for hundreds of thousands of young people. Together with the Presidential Youth Employment Intervention, it is estimated to have created approximately more than 2 million participants with opportunities since October 2020. One of these programs has given young people more opportunities as school assistants, where they can earn an income, develop their skills, and gain valuable experience. But more importantly, and I've seen it myself, how these young teacher assistants have gone into almost 25,000 of our schools and have been of great help and assistance to the teaching cohort in our schools. And they've been able to do that because they are tech savvy, they know how to handle computers, they know how to handle tablets, they know new methods of teaching, they know their curriculum, and they've been able to add great value in the 25,000 schools. And I applaud you collectively as young people for the excellent input that young people have made in the schools of our country. And therefore, I say thank you. I thank you for that. The National Youth Service is another example of young people providing an important service to society while developing their skills and improving their job prospects. The Youth Employment Service is a very successful example of the private sector and government working together to give young people their first work experience. A lack of work experience is one of the greatest barriers that young people find when they are looking for work. And that is why earlier you were the key motivators of us dropping this whole notion of experience, prior experience before people getting into work. And we have embraced it. And you gave leadership there because it has become a barrier. And we are now saying, rather prepare young people, bring them into work situations. Don't prevent them from coming into work because they don't have prior experience. So that one we are dealing with. Some of the demands emphasized by the ANC Youth League in giving effect to the aspiration of the Freedom Charter that the doors of learning and culture should be opened was the call for a significant strengthening of TVET colleges and the support for increased and accessible online learning. The Youth League highlights the need for government-provided resources such as libraries, public Wi-Fi, and necessary infrastructure. As we know, skills development is critical to the achievement of economic emancipation. Since 1994, the democratic government led by the ANC has significantly increased enrollment in schools, in universities, and colleges. The Vice Chancellor was telling me here that 70% of the 24,000 students who attend this university are assisted by government. And without assistance from government, education would not be easily accessible to many of the students who attend this university. Now, this has benefited young people from poor families and working class families the most. Through no-fee schools, the schooling feeding program, and funding for tertiary students through NSFAS, we are creating opportunities for young people that did not exist before. Now, the CETA system, the NGC decided that it should be reviewed to better align with industry requirements and proceed to implement the dual skills acquisition system to foster and accelerate a skills revolution. Now, what this means is that we would like young people, as they are in training, to immediately be attached to an experiential experience type of company or facility, so that when they finish, they must be assured of a job. And that will ensure that we do not have jobless graduates. That will ensure that our graduates immediately know that when they finish either at college, at TVET college, or at university, they already have a job. That's exactly what we want to see happening. Now, the dual learning system is going to enable us to ensure that the resources that are there for training are properly utilized, and that is going to upgrade the skills reservoir of our country. And that is also going to help young people to focus on those courses that are required in the economy. Because it is no use to go and do a course and find that when you finish, the economy does not need that course. So therefore, we want young people to be more focused on those disciplines that are required in the economy. Now, that is important for us as a nation, because that is going to take the whole process of innovation to a higher level. We will get young people who are well trained in the craft or in the discipline or in the course that is useful in the economy. They will then be able to reach higher levels of knowledge in that discipline as to become innovative, as to become creators, but more importantly, as to be able to start their own businesses out of knowledge, not out of guessing, so that you do not go and start a business ugesa fela upopuletsa o sa itse gore business ena e tla go thusa byang. So partnering or twinning the training together with experiential learning is going to create a massive boost to the economy of our country. This is what I want to see happening so that we can improve the skills base of the young people of our country. And this is what a skills revolution is all about. Strengthened by the resolve and the commitment shown by the delegates who attended the ANC and GC, we will continue to refine and improve the broad-based black economic empowerment policies to broaden their reach and to deepen their impact. And those who are saying we must do away with BEE are dreaming. It will never happen. For that policy is deeply embedded in our Constitution. It is actually in our Bill of Rights. A Bill of Rights that was crafted to deal with the damage that was done in the past, to redress all the bad things that were done in the past. The most recent G20 Leaders Summit declaration emphasized that critical minerals. Let me comment by saying the G20 enabled our country to hold a series of meetings. And one of those was the G20 youth. Young people got together under the aegis of the G20 and discussed their challenges globally from various countries. Now, the declaration that the G20 arrived at also dealt with the issue of critical minerals, the beneficiation of critical minerals. That was the demand by the ANC Youth League. And, comrades, we did not only embrace it as the ANC, it was also something that we got the G20 to embrace. Whether people like the G20 or not, it has happened. The G20, which represents about 80% of global GDP, has accepted that our minerals must be beneficiated at the source where they are extracted. Now, as the Youth League, you are to be applauded for that. Your president here kept on not only whispering in my ear, he started shouting in my ear. Our president, this beneficiation process must be realized. So, President, this has now been achieved. We are now going to move to implementation. Now, this, as recognized by the ANC Youth League, aligns with a call by young people for state-led beneficiation. The NGC reaffirmed our commitment to the full implementation of a system of universal health coverage for all, NHI, which you as the Youth League also insisted on. The NHI Leona will be implemented. Barata kana abasarata. Comrades, it is an indictment that a number of instances of gender-based violence and femicide occur at institutions of higher learning and amongst young people. Part of the implementation of the National Strategic Plan of the gender-based violence and femicide focuses on addressing institutional shortcomings at university of you addressing the issue of harassment and abuse. Make sure that the message is spread amongst all of you as peers. Young people of the ANC must also be active participants in all organizational and community campaigns to address GBV throughout society. We want to hear the ANC Youth League focusing on gender-based violence and femicide. We want to hear not only the leadership, but the membership of the ANC Youth League saying our campuses, our universities must never be places where women are raped, are murdered, or are harmed. There must be places where we say young people must love each other. Ratana. Wabona. Kita kopa le Vice Chancellor hore a bule course. Ho be le course ya go freyana. Hore ho be le course ya gore Vice Chancellor, you are here, Kere. Utome course. There must be a course where young men are taught to, propose love to the women. And I know there are a number of people who will want to be lecturers there. The leadership of the ANC Youth League of old, they will want to come and lecture. And I will be the principal. Now, this I say seriously. This I say seriously, and the message is also to the that at university campuses, at Tibet colleges, there are reports of rape, but also reports of the killing of young women. Now, that must come to an end. And we want universities to hold men's dialogues. Apart from the lecturing and the curriculum, we must have men's dialogue so that the young men must have a dialogue amongst themselves and deal with the issues that lead young men to want to rape women, to want to abuse women, and to want to kill women. We must get them to speak honestly and openly and share with each other. Recently, I went to the Free State in Bloemfontein, Mangaung, where we had 5,000 men meeting in a dialogue, and they were talking about their own experiences, and they were also relating how they should help each other not to abuse women. So I believe that in your case as the ANC Youth League, this is a project, this is a campaign that you must be leading in. The country must hear the ANC Youth League talking against gender-based violence. You must be going into the various campuses, talking about it. And if you do, vote, they will vote for you because they will see that the ANC Youth League is serious. The ANC remains committed to improving service delivery and to making sure that service delivery improves the lives of our people. The local government elections are coming. You, as the ANC Youth League, must be like the ANC Women's League. When we have elections, I know that I have an army of the women of the ANC Women's League who go throughout the country to campaign for the ANC. And I can see the ANC Women's League with their green and black uniform over there. O ka re ke bona bona, yes, ke bona. And we applaud you. We applaud you because you do good work for the African National Congress during elections. And I want to call on you as the ANC Youth League to go out like an army to campaign for the ANC Youth League. We want you as young people, through your ANC structures, to be the ones who are going to lead discussions about the need why our people should vote for the African National Congress. There are those who want to ensure that the ANC does not succeed, but you are the ones who are going to ensure a total victory for the African National Congress. And we rely on you. Young people must strengthen ties with progressive youth organizations, and not only in our country, but throughout the world. And you must embark on campaigns and mobilize support for the work of our movement in our own country and elsewhere. In conclusion, our movement is turning a corner. We are moving from diagnosis to action, and implementation is now key. The decisions you take here must be decisions that you will implement. And it's good you are holding your conference after the NGC, because other than embracing the decisions of the NGC, you should come up with your own decisions that you will implement yourself. So let us be the ones who continue to actively shape our country's future. Because you are the future, you must be at the forefront. Let us be the ones who continue to make the necessary changes that will take our country forward. One way we can continue to make change is to participate also in the conversations that are going to take place in the national dialogue. The national dialogue is going to take off earnestly next year. Now, the participation of the youth of our country is something that we need to take seriously. And we would like you to participate, to come forward, as the many people in our country will, with proposals that are going to shape the direction that our country should take. Now, we have a clear line of march. The NGC has taken decisions. Your Congress is going to take decisions. And we know that we are moving towards the national dialogue and the local government elections. There are challenges and opportunities before us. The road ahead is long. As your song was saying, but we shall all need to unite to renew our movement. And this is where the country, our movement, wants to hear the roar of young lions. This is where we want to see that you are truly ready to take over the mantle of the Nelson Mandelas, the Anton Lembedes, the Peter Mukabas that our country has produced, to take the struggle of young people forward. A roadmap is there, and you are going to firm it up and consolidate it here today at this conference. And I wish you the very best in your Congress, and I do know that we are going to have a productive conference. We are not going to have a festival of chairs conference. We are going to have a conference where people are going to share ideas at a very high level. I want to hear that when you finish, you will have come up with the best solutions for some of the challenges that our country faces. It is now in your hands. It is now over to you to take your place in the son that our country has to give. Thank you very much.
Umandela uthayihlome Madamela uthayihlome ihlasele Siyaya Madamela uthayihlome
Strong.
Viva ANC, viva! Royal Lions, roar! Malibongwe! Igama lamakhosikazi! Zoyithola kanjani? Ungayi esikoleni! Zoyithola kanjani? Ungayi esikoleni? Yirala! Wayithala! No, thank you very much. Before I proceed, comrades, thank you very much, President. We are here as young people of South Africa to oil our machinery so that we can prepare ourselves for local government elections next year. So thank President, Madam, can you please?
Manja, away too. No, comrades, it is not that we went back. We can confirm that it's a youth back. President, there is nothing of Huluet here. Now, comrades, we will be releasing our president. He has requested to leave early because he has arrived early. We have agreed as the National Executive Committee and the officials that today we would like to do a new tradition of giving our guests gifts. Just to thank them for their time to come to bless the conference of the ANC. Now,
Thank you, thank you. This is the best gift I received from the ANC Youth League. Thank you very much. Now, I'm very pleased to receive a book from the ANC Youth League. It already begins to read. Now, Oliver Tambo and Nelson Mandela and all the other leaders, Anton Lembede and many others, they used to read. They used to spend time reading. Now, quite often, I always ask young people, you can sit down, sit down. I always ask young people how many books they read per year. And sometimes, and I'm not going to do the test here, young people, when I ask how many books do you read a year, and I often say 50 books, nobody raises a hand. 40 books, nobody raises their hand. 30 books, nobody. 20, nobody. 15, one or two. 5, a few. And then I ask, are there anyone amongst you who did not read a book this year? And be honest. They always raise their hands, those who are honest. I'm not going to do the test on you, but it is important to read. Nelson Mandela and many of them used to read at least 50 books a year. The best I have ever done is 40 books a year. Last year was 45 books. Now, I hope you do, as you give me this book, in a black bag. It's not a Woolworths bag. As you give me this book, which I will read, I do hope that you yourselves do read. And I want to give you a target. I will meet you again at a national level. I'll ask you, and I'll ask one by one, how many books have you read? Now, I want to give you a target. Make sure that at least you read 30 books next year. 2026, read 30 books. That is the target I am giving you. Try everything you can to read 30 books. And thank you very much, Amandla.
Thank you very much, President of the ANC and leadership. Let us allow him to leave. Comrades, we will quickly move with our program of the day. I will invite the Women's League President, Comrade Sisisi Dolashe, who's here. Bapina labo mama.